It's your boy Minute. Welcome to the Vendetta Army.
What is happening, people? It's your boy, Big Will, Minute. Disclaimer: 40 look good on a brother. Black don't crack. It's my birthday, but that's not why we're here. We are here for a Joker review. Sorry, I just watched some Joker reviews. I meant we are here for Hell in a Cell review. This is going to be interesting. Because first, I'm gonna give my overall thoughts. First of all, I thought it was a good pay-per-view. The order of the booking or the matches was shit because the mid card sucked. The mid card and undercard of this pay-per-view sucked. The crowd was dead through most of those matches. A couple of them had good finishes, but the overall match of most of the mid card and undercard was terrible. And the main eventers in the upper cards were good matches. They delivered. Didn't agree with some of them, the outcomes, especially the main event, but overall those were good. So, but they had most of those like in the beginning, or I mean, they should have paced it out more, because a lot of those mid cards that I said were terrible were towards the end of the show, and I was just like, oh God, no. First of all, it was kind of long. And oh my God, the crowd was up and down. For a California crowd, they were up and down, up and down, up and down. And there was even one point in time, I'll get to it when I get there, they were so mad at the end, they started chanting AEW. Man, WWE is in trouble. And I'm already kind of done with them anyway off of what they did to Kofi. Let's go on a little rant here. First of all, everybody knows I was extremely behind the whole Kofi situation. And I knew Kofi was going to lose. Nobody keeps the title forever. Come on now. That's why we got 15 and 16-time champions, because they lose. I understand this. I was happy that Kofi was able to go on his run anyway, because I felt he deserved it. I thought he was going to lose the Randy Orton feud, But no. They let him get squashed by Brock Lesnar in like 8 seconds on Fox, because they want to push this new agenda on the Fox network. Miss me with that. You mean to tell me that Seth Rollins can beat Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania and at SummerSlam, but Kofi gets squashed by him? Really? You gonna disrespect Kofi and his title reign and all his fans like that? You could at least have him have a regular match. Let him at least try. You know what I'm saying? Let him at least go out there and do some type of offense. And let him go out there. He runs at Brock. Brock catches him, F5s him. Boom. Just so you can bring out the UFC guy who beat Brock to try to push that agenda for this one-off in Saudi Arabia. Man, get out of here. With them going to Fridays anyway, it's going to be hard for me to watch because I DJ on Fridays most of the times. Or we go out and we do stuff. So if I never watch SmackDown again, I'm perfectly fine with it. I'm perfectly fine with the Wednesday Night Wars. Watching NXT and watching AEW, to be honest. We'll see what happens with the draft, but they and then what they did tonight, you know what I'm saying? You claim you want to listen to your fans, but you don't give the fans what they want. You'll give us this Becky Lynch mess and keep running with this. The only person who still has their belt from Mania You know what? Good job. Good job, E. Good job, WWE. Good job. Let's get through this goddamn pay per view. First of all, I didn't get to watch the pre-show, you know, because I had to take my kids back home. But it was Natalia and Lacey Evans, and I'm over it. I don't care. I'm tired of them fighting. I'm tired of that angle. Lacey Evans doesn't need to be stuck down with Natalia. She need to be up there putting on good matches, main eventing in the upper card, not on the pre-show feuding with Natalia, who's done. She needs to leave. I'm tired of her. I love you, Natalia, but it's all about, you know, ratings and what's better for the company now. And sorry, no, we're done over with that. Next, we get to Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch. Ugh. I don't even know if I should even read this Bleacher Report on this, because basically with this match, Sasha carried the match. Becky did impress me. This is gonna be the one time that you're gonna see me give Becky Lynch props. Which the little spot they had with the chair, where she did the running out drop kick outside the ring to Sasha on the chair. Okay, that was good. That was good. But eventually she taps out Sasha, which is, I mean, I knew Sasha. I had a feeling Sasha wasn't going to win because they're just all on board with this Becky Lynch mess. You know, especially when I saw her do that spot with The Rock on Friday, I was like, oh wow, this is gonna be a wow. I don't know if they waiting on Ronda to come back before they finally do something about this. The crowd is starting to turn on her a little bit, which thank God. But what did they say? Hottest rivalry came to head they opened the show with Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks. The Cell Lord from the ceiling and Banks attacked Lynch. Like she went after her before it even dropped. Lots of chair shots, lots of kendo sticks, ladders, chairs. You know, they used all of the ring. It was real brutal. They beat the mess out of each other. You know, a series of near falls before Becky Lynch repeatedly sent Banks face first into a chair. The challenger recovered moments later, delivered a Meteora that sent Lynch back to neck first into the ladder, propped up to the side of the cell. Yeah, it's like their 80 million time fighting. You basically know how a Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks match goes. I mean, it was a good match. I mean, but Sasha carried the match. Like anybody who wrestles with Becky is going to carry the match because she has like 5 moves, and I'm giving her leeway on 5. So she was able to do a lot more in this match because she thrives on these type of matches where she doesn't have to wrestle. So of course she's going to look good when you can swing a chair, swing a kendo stick, set up a table, use ladders, jump off of those said objects. Like I said, one good wrestling move, and her Beck Exploder. I believe she did it from onto a table. But other than that, Sasha carried the match once again, but yet they made Sasha tap. And I don't know what was going on where she was trying to pull her hair and then she was trying to grab a chair, but then she ended up tapping on the chair. I don't know. I'm just over it. I'm so over the whole Becky Lynch angle. I really am. Like I said, she's the only person from Mania who still has their belt. Everybody else has dropped them. Well, I guess Seth, but Seth lost it and got it back. But I mean, come on. Seriously? Next, we had the Tornado Tag match between Roman Reigns, Daniel Bryan, Luke Harper, and Eric Rowan, which was a great match, by the way. Great match. Intense match. Them guys beat the mess out of each other. Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns worked really well together. I love that they're making Eric Rowan and Luke Harper look strong. They broke a lot of tables. A good running spear on the outside. You know, Daniel Bryan was doing a lot of his yes movement, Daniel Bryan and stuff. You know, the kicks, the flips. You know, Daniel looked good again. Heard a rumor that he passed out at the end, though. I need to find out if anybody knows if that's true or not. Because they put the camera on him, and then they went back to Roman. I thought it was all part of the storyline because they both are selling their injuries after the match. But I heard a rumor through one of my groups that Daniel passed out. Let me see if I can look on Bleacher Report to see if they're like when they hugged it out and they both raised their hands together. Yeah, don't look like they know either. Yeah, there was no heel turn for Bryan. He just a damn fine match. I thought maybe he was going to slap him or something. So don't know if Daniel was back to being a face or not. But like I said, it was a good match, man. And once again, this has been going on since Roman Reigns is not in a title picture. They're not pushing him. I wonder if they're waiting because now Brock's on top again. They keep Roman on SmackDown, which they probably will. Most of the good talent's going to go to SmackDown now because of Fox. Once this one-off bullshit is done with this UFC guy, I guess maybe Roman to take the belt off Brock again, which will probably piss people off. Ali and Randy Orton. This match happened because of some comments Ali made on the pre-show about being held down, and Randy like, all right, what I'm saying, you think you all that, face me. So they had a match. They had a real good match, man. Ali, I'm telling you, if he wouldn't have got hurt, it would have been Ali, not Kofi, that got pushed. That's already been said. Randy Orton, he's been hot fire for his little comments on Twitch, but when you get in that ring, the man goes. And him and Ali put on a damn good match. Ali showcased himself, out of Buddy Murphy, a lot of the Cedric Alexander, a lot of the young guys are showcasing their talent. And the perfect person to do it with is Randy Orton because he's going to go in there, get all his stuff in, make you look good. And then if you beat him, kudos to you. And if you don't beat him, hey, it's Randy Orton. We didn't expect you to really win anyway. That's why when Kofi was picking the wins on Randy Orton on his way to Kofi Mania, that's how I knew they were about to push Kofi. Because when you beat Randy, and after the match was over, Randy gave props, physical, I think it was real props to Ali. Told him, hey, good job. Ali did do a nice, in real time it was cool. His reversal of the RKO, but in slow motion it looked whack. So they probably shouldn't have slow motioned it. He went to RKO him and he pushed out with like a front handstand to stop himself from hitting the mat. That way Randy kind of just fell himself. So that was cool. Next we get the tag team title match. Alexa Bliss versus the Kabuki Warriors, which I hate that name, by the way. But they went heel. I've been screaming. And this match, to be honest, was completely one-sided. I've been telling everybody that the NXT women... What did my Alexa just do? The NXT women and the Japanese Asian women are the best wrestlers on the roster. And the Kabuki Warriors proved it. They looked skill level looked 10 times higher in this match compared to Bliss and Cross. Cross actually looked better than Bliss in this. But Asuka and Kairi Sane just completely dominated this match. They are way more talented than Bliss and Cross, and it showed. It showed completely. This was a complete one-sided match. They were full heel, complete heel. It was amazing seeing them as heel. I want to see Asuka being that monster again, and Kairi Sane. They are amazing in the ring. Amazing in the ring. And them as heels, play it up. Hey, Shinsuke went heel. If Vince still got this issue with foreigners and he wants to make them all heels, fine. If that's what it takes, Shinsuke got the Intercontinental title. And again, where was Intercontinental Championship on a goddamn pay-per-view? Come on, WWE. Jesus Christ. But if that's what it takes for these wrestlers to get their due, is by turning them heel to be the evil foreigner, oh well. But Asuka won the match with the great Muda Mist. Good job, E. Good on this one. I've been waiting for this. Nobody should beat them. So I really enjoyed that match. And then the Viking Raiders versus the OC. Luke Gallows and AJ Styles. The Viking Raiders mystery partner, Braun Strowman, fits perfectly with them. He looks like a damn Viking anyway. This was an amazing match. This match showcased the Viking Raiders. I was real hard on the Viking Raiders for all the squash matches they were doing, but now you get to see them, and I guess now they're just squashing the OC. But these guys are super athletic. It's ridiculous how athletic they are. I hope they give them a chance and really run with them because I like them more than Heavy Machinery. Out of the two tag teams that they brought up last, I'm really liking Viking Raiders. They're impressing me a lot more. And I noticed they're trying to make the Heavy Machinery do squash matches too. If and that's what it takes to get people used to them. I didn't enjoy it because I thought they did it too long. But hey, these guys are super athletic, super athletic, and so I thoroughly enjoyed the match. And of course, Braun has this thing going on with this world champion from Friday, so he ended the match with a Big Show a la punch that knocked AJ Styles completely out, and he sold it the rest of the end of the match, where he basically woke up with some smelling salt, didn't know where he was. His boys had to take him to a back. He stumbled all the way to the back, tried to raise his belt up, fell down. Like he totally sold being knocked out. So they're trying to work that angle with Braun and his world champion, which we'll see how that goes. But like I said, they were enjoyable. They were enjoyable matches. A lot of the ends were good. It's just I didn't enjoy the position in other matches at all. Chad Gable and King Corbin. Basically, Chad Gable got his get back. Chad Gable, I really like the dude, man. I really like him. And Corbin, since he got the King, I think he may be the one person that the King title doesn't help out. I like Chad getting his get back, though. He finally got him a win on Corbin. And Chad always puts on great matches. That little spot he does with flipping into a German suplex is probably the best spot I've seen. Corbin's little outside the ring, back inside the ring, shows his athletic ability for a big man. They work well together. They should. This feud's been going on for too long, Should. But like I said, good match, and Chad got his get back. I'm okay with it. I hope that's the end of it, but it's not, because later on, when Chad was celebrating his victory, Corbin came out of nowhere and attacked him in the back and put him out. So I guess they're gonna keep going with that. But hey, if this is what it takes for Chad to because he looks great. I'm glad that he cut his hair. Like, they still trying to make him. They took him out of the singlet because he's too much of a Kurt Angle clone. But hey, even doing the ankle lock. But I still say they need to. They missed the ball when they tried to put Kurt with Jason Jordan with the whole father-son angle, and then Jordan got hurt and know where Jordan's at now. They should have put him with Gable. He's Olympian just like Kurt. Maybe they'll get their head out their butt and do that. Maybe Fox will make them do it. Something about them going to Fox. Maybe Fox will make them. Of course, I don't like their agenda with this whole Brock thing and UFC fighter and then a heavyweight fighter. They're bringing all the real athletes in, which I appreciate, putting more eyes on the product, but don't sacrifice the product for it. But maybe they'll push the agenda and give us more things that we want, because they want ratings, and they did kill it. They did like 4-point-something billion or whatever. They was the highest of all the wrestling shows. NXT was the lowest. It was SmackDown, AEW, Raw, NXT. So we'll see how that goes. And then we had Bayley versus Charlotte Flair. Bayley, love heel Bayley. She's kind of teetering though. She's teetering on the edge of, she cheating now. She's being more aggressive, but she was doing that before she turned heel. And Charlotte just full on heel. So Charlotte wins the match, by the way, and becomes 10-time champion, which is ridiculous. But she's so super good in the ring. I'm never gonna hate on Charlotte. A lot of people like to hate on Charlotte. Saying she's like the female John Cena. They push her too much, push her down your throat. But no, she's good. You got to highlight good. There's so many bad women on the main roster that force feed us the good ones who actually can do stuff in the ring. I enjoyed this match. These two clearly know each other. They put on a very entertaining match. I enjoyed seeing Bayley struggle with aggressiveness. She still has her good girl shtick, but she wants to win now. She's being more aggressive. I like that. After the match was over, though, they spent way too much time on Bayley being distraught about losing. I thought maybe she was going to go full on heel. She did tell the fans to shut up But I mean, they did it for a long time, for about 3 minutes, and nothing happened. I was like, okay, is somebody gonna come out? Is she gonna like totally go at the fans or something? But no, nothing happened. They just showed her they're basically about to cry. I was like, okay, what was that? Then the main event: Seth Rollins versus the Fiend Bray Wyatt. First of all, Bray's new entrance, amazing. His new music, amazing. It's a mix between the old Firefly music and a new little rock riff with it, amazing. The whole match was in that Kane red light effect, which is, I thought maybe they was gonna bring the lights up. They kept the whole match like that, kept it eerie. Seth had no answer for Bray for most of this match. Bray was a freaking monster, just like they've been building the Fiend up. He's done attacked all these legends. He's done all this stuff to all these people. He's been creepy. He's been in Seth's head. He took out Braun. You know, he's been going at everybody, and it showed. I mean, he was kicking out at one, kicking out of all Seth's signatures and finishers. You know, being dominant, not kendo sticks, not having no effect on him. He gets his big mallet out. He's wrecking shop. Of course, Seth's getting his offense in too, but it's almost like he does stuff and he's like, dude, I can't do nothing to this dude. I was like, dude, yes, to make the Fiend strong. That's what y'all been doing. Y'all been building him up for. But no, what did they do? Seth curb stomps him like 80 million times. Fiend still gets up, kicks out at one. He can't keep the Fiend down. He curb stomps him 80 million times. He freaking pedigrees him. You know, he's still getting up. Still getting up. So what does he Seth do? He puts ladders on him and chairs on him and goes and gets the sledgehammer, hits the top of the dang chair in the ladder onto the Fiend, and the ref calls for disqualification in a Hell in a Cell match. The crowd went ballistic and started chanting AEW. And I was like, okay, clearly maybe he just want help because the paramedics came out. But then they start raising the cell. I was like, did they really just do a no DQ match? Do a DQ in a Hell in a Cell match? Really? Really? Complete. I mean, I know then Bray got up and destroyed Seth afterwards. You know, he playing possum with it. But I was like, dude, they let the match restart. The Fiend should have left with the title. Seth Rollins does not. I'm tired of Super Rollins. Everybody's talking about Super Cena. I'm tired of Super Rollins because it's completely stupid. I mean, you damn near kind of semi-buried Bray. I mean, not really, because he got up after all that, but he lost. It was a disqualification in the Hell in a Cell match. Is completely ridiculous. The crowd went ballistic. They booed. They started chanting AEW. You didn't hear a single AEW chant the whole show until they did that. I don't know what they doing. I don't know. I have no idea what they are doing. No idea. I don't think they even know what they're doing. But Bray, like I said, he ended up still coming out on top, choking him out. But I was like, so you want to make Bray still look strong, but you can't put the belt on Bray because you want to keep it on Super Rollins. Is that it? I mean, he's on Raw, and the main thing right now is SmackDown. I mean, if you like Super Rollins, you should have let him drop the belt to Bray. That way he can get drafted to SmackDown and he can beat Brock for the third freaking time if you want to have Super Rollins. It upset me so much. It upset me. Oh, and Bleacher Report gave this match an F. An F. I just looked at that. Most of the matches were like, the lowest was a C. And that was the Bayley and Charlotte match. Everything else was either A's, like A minuses or B pluses. They gave this match an F. Man, I'm going to read this. I'm going to read this one. The culmination of the Fiend Bray Wyatt's terrifying rampage on WWE roster culminated Sunday night inside Hell in a Cell as he challenged Seth Rollins for the Universal title. The arena stayed bathed in red as the bell rang and the Fiend launched himself at the champion. Rollins landed some rights and lefts, but the masked challenger appeared unfazed, amused, and even stood tall inside the square circle. Gee, just everything I said. Rollins retrieved a kendo stick and smacked the Fiend with it twice, only to have his opponent no-sell it. Wyatt sent the Beast Slayer into the cell, achieving great pleasure and punishment to the title holder. Wyatt continued to dominate Rollins until the champion grabbed a hold of the steel steps and blasted the Fiend with him. Rollins scored a top suicide, but Wyatt recovered and delivered Sister Abigail into the cell. Back inside the square circle, the heel eyed the table Rollins set up. He teased unranged, but Rollins fought out. The champion delivered a super kick that left his opponent prone on the table. A frog splash through it did the Fiend no damage, nor did the stomp from which the challenger stood right back up. A second Sister Abigail, this time in the ring, earned only a 2 count. The Fiend snapped Rollins' neck, leaving him limp in the ring. He tossed the champion to the floor, where he retrieved a oversized mallet. He attacked the champion midsection with the weapon, but Rollins fought back with a desperation superkick. He seized the opening and delivered a stomp onto the mallet. Back inside, he delivered a springboard knee on 2 occasions, then a series of superkicks. Rollins unloaded a series of stomps, but the Fiend still fought back to his feet. A pedigree and a 4 stomp followed. Rollins went for the cover, but the challenger kicked out at 1. Rollins continued to assault Wyatt with stomps, and boos rained down from the stands. He produced, because the fans were like, what the hell is going on? Because Rollins was like, after all that, he started doing this, and they was like, dude, they about to make Rollins win. This is bullshit, and they started booing. Rollins continued to assault Wyatt with stomps, and boos rained down from the stands. He produced a chair from underneath the ring, inched it towards his opponent, and blasted the Fiend with a chair, only to have him kick out at another 1 count. With the chair laying on the opponent's face, Rollins drove a ladder into it, still a 2 count. Rollins laid the ladder on the chair on top of Wyatt's face, grabbed the toolbox, and crashed it into weaponry. This frustrated champion pulled out a sledgehammer, harking back to his days as a member of the Authority under Triple H. After the official begged and pleaded with Rollins, he bashed the pile of weapons and the sledgehammer, and the referee called for the bell. As officials hit the ring to check on the Fiend, the masked maniac recovered and applied a mandible claw, dragged Rollins to the floor, and laid him out with Sister Abigail. A second, this time on the concrete, left the champion motionless, and chants of AEW filled the arena. Another mandible claw, this time complete with blood, ended the assault, and the boos continued. Grade F. F. Man. Just because this is an F, I want to read his analysis too. This was an overbooked atrocity that Vince McMahon and WWE should be embarrassed to present its fans after the week that was in wrestling. On the heels of a highly successful Fox debut and Wednesday night that proved there is an audience for the alternative, the idea that the old man praised over a creative meeting where this was the finish that was pitched and he was all for it is ludicrous. WWE had on his hands a rare character that completely captivated the audience. Like I was saying, give them what they want, and left them wanting more. Instead of paying it off with a short, sweet, and dominant victory that would serve as a coronation, it overthought scenario and sought to drag things onto another pay-per-view rather than pay it off. A year ago, ironically, at the same event, WWE pulled the proverbial trigger on Becky Lynch when it realized it had a lightning in the bottle. She went on to become the biggest thing in the industry and arguably the biggest star in the industry at this point. Instead of learning from that moment, the company failed its fans and the man behind the mask to the point that whatever aura the Fiend had built for himself has been extinguished. Why? Because WWE didn't want to take the Universal title off Rollins so shortly after he won it, or to get another month of matches out of the program. Either line of reasoning is deeply flawed and the outcome was horrendously damaging. Good luck recapturing that, WWE. Sometimes giving the audience the obvious is a desired outcome, not the bad thing. He said exactly what I was saying. They messed up. They want to drag this out, but he lost steam. He lost steam, and you alienated your fans. You keep alienating your fans, and there's another product out there now. You're going to be in trouble. There's a people already talking about they done. They just going to watch NXT and AEW. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to go out my way to watch this mess if they're going to keep doing this. No. No, that was completely ridiculous. And there was no need for it. So, hit that like button, guys. Like it, like it. And good job, WWE, on ruining one of the hottest angles that y'all had going. I mean, yeah, y'all still made him strong, but Super Rollins, huh? Super Rollins? Ridiculous. Hit the like button, subscribe, share. Hit that notification bell so you can see when I'm dropping videos. Again, happy birthday to me. Thank y'all for enduring. I appreciate you. I love you. I love you all. Peace, grease, and everything like that.